Hello, this is Maureen Kamari, author of How to Start Up a Small Baking Business and founder of Amari Baking Center. Do you want to start up a small baking business and you're wondering how to set up your business? In this video, I'll be covering 4 types of business bakery setups you can start. So the baking industry has grown a lot, and a lot of people are starting baking businesses because it's become quite profitable. More people are buying cakes these days. So if you want to start up a small baking business or you want to transition, here are 4 types of setups that you can get started on. So the first setup, if you have a small budget and you're just getting started, you can do a home-based or online business. In this particular case, you just use your home kitchen to bake your products and maybe deliver the cakes to your customers. This is a nice setup because it helps you get started with a minimum amount of equipment and capital and ingredients. It also helps you slowly build your brand and your customer base. The downside of this is that you might get clients who want to actually come to your bakery shop and meet up, but all you can do is just agree with them to meet somewhere that's convenient to you or them, or maybe in your house, so you can discuss your order. Okay, so this is a perfect setup if you're small on budget and you want to get started. The second setup you can choose is a retail bakery shop. So this one requires a little bit more capital. This means you need to get a shop that's actually a bakery where you bake from and you actually sell from. And in a retail bakery shop, this means you're actually selling cakes, maybe slices of cakes or full cakes, to walk-in customers. So you definitely need a higher budget to get started on this type of setup, and you also need to make sure you have a good location. It's perfect because not only do you market and get orders from online on other people, but you also get walk-in customers, especially if you're in a good location, that are able to come in and actually help increase your sales. So this is another setup you can start. Just make sure you're prepared fully before you start it. So in a retail bakery shop, some of the things you need to consider are equipment you require. Remember, you just don't need an oven and a mixer. You also require displays, refrigerated displays for your products. You also need to consider the labor you need. You need bakers and you need at least front cashier kind of people. The other thing you have to worry about is the aesthetics. How nice does your shop look like? You should be able to attract people from outside so that they can come into your shop. The other thing you need to worry about is your location. It has to be a really, really good location. The third setup that you can have is a custom bakery shop. Now this is the same concept when it comes to like the retail, because you have a shop that's actually a bakery. You bake from there and you sell from there. You also still have the same equipment. You have refrigerated displays and extra equipment. But the difference in this particular case is that it's a custom shop. There's no walk-in customers. You can't walk in and actually buy slices of cake on the spot. Your walk-in customers have to walk in and actually order cake from you. It also means that any order you're actually baking is already paid for. So that's an advantage when it comes to this particular shop. Get a shop and only take orders from people and bake when you already have a deposit or an order already. Now the downside of this is that you have to market yourself very well, because that means you have to have more orders coming in than you really have on walk-in customers. So that's one really good way of doing this. It means every time you're baking something that's paid for. This is an upside. You still have to consider the same equipment and the same requirements as a retail one, but this one is different because it's a custom kind of bakery shop. The last setup that you can consider starting up is an industrial bakery. Now this requires a whole lot of capital and lots more equipment, but it's a good return because if you're able to do this the right way, you can get a lot of sales. Now, by industrial bakery, I mean a bakery that's producing, mass producing a lot of things. Maybe you're doing breads 1,000, 2,000, or even up to 5,000 breads a day. You can choose to do it with queen cakes or cupcakes or cookies. This just means mass production on a really high level. This means you need lots of equipment, maybe large rotary kind of ovens, many of them. You need large cooling areas. You need a large labor force to actually do the mixing and the baking for you and the packaging. You need a huge space when it comes to this type of bakery. So you have to be prepared for this kind of setup. Now, the things you have to worry about, you don't have to worry about store aesthetics. That's a good thing. You just need to maybe find a large area or go down in any kind of location where you'll be able to actually run this operation. So space is a really huge thing. Of course, there's the equipment and the legal requirements. You have to have the right legal requirements to set up and run this kind of bakery. Now, the downside of this is that, of course, you have to do a whole lot of marketing, and it's a different kind of marketing because now you need to market to people who sell to consumers. For example, you need to maybe market to supermarkets or schools because you're mass producing. That means you have to sell a whole lot of your products every day. So your marketing is a little different, but if you have these contracts with networks and you know how to do it, then it's a good setup to have. The other thing you have to worry about is those expenses. You have to work at really keeping your expenses down and producing a lot every day so that you're actually able to make profits in this kind of setup. So it has a downside and it has an upside. You can choose from any of those setups when you're setting up your small bakery. So to recap on the 4 types of bakery businesses you can set up. 1, you can start with a home-based online bakery. This is just you as a baker selling from your home kitchen. But of course, in this setup, remember, you have to work to actually moving out of your home kitchen in a couple of months or maybe within a year to go to the next setup. The second setup you can do is a retail bakery shop. This is when you get a shop that's a bakery and you sell from there and you have walking customers coming in. You have to worry about how it looks like and market it very well. The third setup is a custom bakery shop. Same as a retail, it's a bakery shop where you bake from there. You need lots of equipment. But in this particular case, you do not cater to walk-in customers. Anybody walking in has to be coming in to actually make a custom order. And the fourth setup you have is an industrial bakery. This is mass production in a really higher scale. This means you're producing a whole lot of baked products, whether it's cookies or breads or buns, lots of production. So you need huge space, a large labor force, and you need to be prepared with the legal requirements and have a whole lot of working capital. So these are the 4 types of setups you can choose from. Make sure you're prepared for each. Do your research for each setup. Make sure you have the capital, the location, and everything you need before getting started. So I'll be attaching a link for a template you can actually download that's going to help you figure out how to set up your bakery business, maybe like a checklist so you can discover what kind of setup you actually want to set up. So make sure you download that form and print it out and note down everything you need to do. I hope this video has been helpful to you. Make sure to like and share, leave a comment on what you think, and make sure to subscribe and follow us. Thank you so much. See you next time.